Hey everybody, welcome back in to Sports Live in the 215. Today we'll discuss the Flyers' very disheartening um, 7-3 loss to the Los Angeles Kings on Thursday night. I thought for for a large majority of the game, um, the the Flyers were able to keep pace with the veteran-laden Kings squad. Um, like, but then like midway through the second period, the second game of a back-to-back kind of started to get to them, and the Kings, I believe, scored five straight unanswered goals en route to a 7-3 victory. Um, and I think learning how to kind of manage a back to back is all part of is all part of like the growing pains for this young Flyers team. And they'll get better from this, and I I think they gave a lot to that Red Wings game. They came back from down 4-2 early in the third, and then um, Patrick Kane, as he often has done throughout his career, um, got the game winner, and then late in the third, the Red Wings tacked on an empty netter, but anyway, going into this game, the the Flyers really came out buzzing. I thought they played well for a lion's share of the game, but I would say with about midway through the second period, um, to that point they played just under maybe just under like five periods in a little less than 24 hours. So their legs their legs just weren't fresh, and unfortunately, the Kings, who have had a lot of players who've been in that position many times before, were able to kind of capitalize on it. Um, I thought Kolosov was fine for he was fine for a majority of the game, and then he started to kind of lose it a little bit, and I think that I think learning how to manage themselves on a back to back is all part of the growing process, and I still feel like this team has a big chance to really surprise some people in the NHL if they can somehow string wins together and sneak into the playoffs. I feel like they can potentially take a series from a team that would be potentially favored against them. So but right now the young guys have got to learn how to win at the NHL level, and once they do, we're going to be really, really good for a long time. So I'm I'm very much obviously looking forward to that, and um, it it's just frustrating when you see young teams go through these growing pains, which obviously happens quite a lot with um, with the fifth youngest average age in all of the NHL, you're gonna have some growing pains, obviously. And Tortorella, John Tortorella expected that, and I feel like he's done a good job getting the most out of these players, and something I've always said and I've always maintained is that the biggest kind of part of any rebuild is, are the players responding to the coach? And right now, I know this is recapping a 7-3 loss, but by and large, they are, and I think that's huge. I think Tortorella has done a great job being more of a calming presence than he would be if he was coaching a veteran club. Because anybody who has watched hockey over the last 10, 15, maybe even 20 years, who's seen John Tortorella behind the bench, knows kind of how fiery he can be. And I think he's done a tremendous job kind of calming himself down, because there are going to be mistakes when you have a young squad like the Flyers have, and a young GM, young general manager, young uh, president of hockey ops and Keith Jones. I mean, young in the position. Yeah, like they know how to kind of build a hockey club in the 21st century. So Flyers fans won't be seeing these big like muckers and grinders, and we won't be playing like 1974 hockey anymore. Like that was we won't be. I love we all love Ed Snyder, but we won't be playing like we won't be playing NHL hockey like it's 1974 anymore, and it's so refreshing to see that. And I just think organizationally, the Flyers definitely and desperately needed to evolve into the 21st century, and um, it's good that they hired a young general manager and president of hockey operations. Again, Jonesy is young in the position, who are both former players who know what it means to put on the orange and black jersey and um, skate skate in the Wells Fargo Center. So um, that's for sure. That's a good thing, but I just think all the Flyers do have a lot of young talent. They're gonna go through some struggles, and you saw that on Thursday night. They kind of just started to kind of run on empty, run on fumes, whatever phrase you want to use. And yeah, uh, the LA Kings took advantage. That's why they won they won uh, two Stanley Cups a decade ago. So like they're a veteran club who knows how to take advantage when their opponents get kind of like lackadaisical with the puck, and um, make make you pay for making those mistakes. So um, it's certainly a credit to them, and I believe the Flyers will learn from this. That's for sure. It's just I think it's just all a part of the process of growing as a hockey team and as players. So this is gonna be it's gonna be a process, but not as long of a process we projected it to be after we got rid of the the vice grip that was Chuck Fletcher. Oh my God. That guy bungled the Johnny Gaudreau fiasco. Um, so luckily, Comcast management was like, nope, you can see the door. Like don't let it hit you in the ass on the way out. But um, luckily we have two guys who understand the Flyers organization and like knows what it feels like when the when the Flyers are winning. Um, there's no better place in hockey to play and no more intimidating place if you're a visiting player. So um, I have full faith in Danny D and Jonesy, Keith Jones. So we'll see what happens, and it's gonna be exciting. I thought by and large, I thought the Flyers played well. Again, I just thought they got tired toward that middle of second period. Um, they were just not as or maybe it was into the third period because like by the in the beginning of the third it was a tie hockey game 3-3. So maybe middle third is when you kind of um, you kind of saw their legs get heavy and they weren't as crisp maybe with their passes and um, weren't like weren't focusing as much as they could have been. So yeah, I think that's all part of the process. They'll learn from this and they'll be better the next time they have a back to back. They'll they'll reflect back on this and kind of get some of that stuff fixed, like managing their energy, like knowing kind of when to go when to go hard in that first game because you still have another game the next day, excuse me, and so yeah, I don't think I don't think Flyers I don't think the Flyers should panic. I don't think the Flyers fans should panic. I don't think um, the front office should panic either. I just think this is again all part of the process. Take a shot every time I say that, but anyway, yeah, I think this team has got a lot of got a lot of growing to do. They've got a lot to kind of to kind of reflect back on and learn from. So it's gonna be exciting to watch. Obviously, the rest of the season and the next few years. I'm definitely excited. I know every Flyers fan should be excited um, for their next 5, 10, 15 years because it's gonna be fun. All right, I really appreciate you guys for listening to this, and as always, go Flyers.